Hi class, welcome to Finance 300 as part of the BSBA online program. What I wanted to do here was just give you a welcome to the course, welcome, and then we'll review the syllabus, and I want to go over the Blackboard site to kind of give you an intro of how the course is going to work and where to go for everything that you need. So first things first, my name is Eric Fricke. I started off my career as an engineer, mechanical engineer, doing a lot of design work and then project management work. And then I went and got an MBA, and I worked for a company called Emerson Electric, and they basically make a lot of different things that most people may have heard of, but they have a conglomerate name that people haven't heard of. Emerson Electric. They're not the radio company. They make like closet-made shelving, rigid tools at Home Depot. They make a lot of instrumentation for petrochemical plants, any kind of manufacturing plants, electric motors, all kinds of different stuff. So I did that, and then I did mainly business development, finance-related work, and working on strategy and mergers and acquisitions type of work. And then I got a little crazy and ended up getting a PhD in finance at Penn State, and that led me to here. And I've got research in entrepreneurial finance areas and also mutual funds. And I've had a pretty good time here. The last 3 years I've actually been spent as associate dean for our college, and I am just now going back to being faculty, which is a much better job. And because dealing with student problems as a faculty member is a lot better than dealing with faculty problems as an associate dean. Don't tell other faculty I said that. But so that's who I am. And so I've had some experience in industry. I've done some consulting, even some companies around here. I did some with some small companies. You may not have heard of a company called Digital Praise, another company called Automotive Parts Manufacturer in the area, company called Safeway, and also Albertsons. I did some training for them and helping them in terms of analyzing projects. And it turns out that what we're going to do in this class is some of the stuff that I was helping them with, because every single company at some point you have to decide how much money you're willing to invest in some type of equipment or project. And I think that's the real benefit that this class is going to teach you. No matter if you're in operations, IT. In fact, a lot of the work I did with Safeway was with IT investments, because that's such a huge investment nowadays. Marketing, accounting, finance, it doesn't really matter. So hopefully you'll get something out of this class. And feel free, during the course of the class, ask questions that are related to finance, but maybe we're not talking about, because I love finance. I love talking about finance. So I'm more than game to discuss stuff and go over questions or confusion you have about, who knows, we can even talk about the stock market too. So that's me, and the course is an introduction to finance. So we're going to cover over a couple different areas. We're not going to go too deep in any one area. Probably the most important thing we're going to do, like I said, is analyzing investment projects, and we sometimes call that capital budgeting. It's like budgeting where you're going to invest your capital. That's what it means. So that's who I am. That's the basic overview of the course. The best way to reach me is via email. That's if you have like a specific question for yourself or a grading question. But when you have normal questions like, what can I do about question 5 on the homework? we have a discussion board that goes over those types of questions, and you should post your questions on there because that allows other students to see the questions, and we kind of all benefit from each other's questions and learn from each other's questions. So your standard response, if you have a question, is go to the discussion board, ask questions here, and post it on there. If it's something a little more personal, your grade, something going on, please send me an email. Okay. I have office hours posted here Mondays and Wednesdays, but I found in these online classes, because I was kind of one of the first faculty to join the BSBA online program way back in like 2010, almost 10 years ago. And I found out pretty early on that students really didn't want to go to office hours. So for the most part, if you want to talk to me, send me an email face-to-face, and we'll set up some kind of Zoom session, and we can talk through any issues you may be having. So that's office hours. Course description. The textbook we'll be using is called right here, Fundamentals of Corporate Finance by Breeley, Myers, and Marcus. You can get the newest edition, but I think you'll be fine getting the older editions. Not a lot has changed in the last 10 years. The main thing is, one, do they have a discussion of 2008 and 9? That's one of the big additions that you see in textbooks as we move on in terms of discussion of current events. But if you get an older one and it doesn't have a discussion of some financial meltdown, it's really not that big of a deal because the fundamentals of finance haven't changed that much in the last 10 years. We'll be using Microsoft Excel quite a bit, but you can also use Google Sheets. From everything I've seen so far, they're pretty much identical. So go ahead and check that out. Now, if you're a finance major, you may want to get a financial calculator. And the reason I say that, I'm not going to require it for this class. Other professors for Finance 300, they do require it. I don't. And the main reason is for on the job, pretty much nobody uses a financial calculator anymore. And everybody uses Microsoft Excel. So I'm going to do everything in Excel. But I have the resources in the Blackboard site for you to learn how to use a financial calculator, because when you take classes, more finance classes later on, a finance professor may require it. And then you're going to be like, well, my last professor, Fricky, he didn't require it. And that professor's going to say, tough luck, you still got to use it. So you may get a professor who requires it. And if you take a certification exam, sometimes those certification exams, they only allow financial calculators. And so things like the Chartered Financial Analyst exam, the CFA exam, and certified financial planner exams, you may need financial calculators. So if you're a finance major, check that out, and it's good to at least learn how to use it. They may even have some apps that simulate a financial calculator, so you don't even really have to buy a financial calculator. So there's that too. So it shouldn't be too much of a hurdle for you. I will go over the Blackboard site after going through the syllabus. Respondus Lockdown Browser. I will announce that, but I have that there just in case. If we need to use it for some reason. But as of right now, on the first quiz, I'm not planning on using the Respondus Lockdown Browser and webcam. It'll be, whatever program, browser you have, you can use. And the quizzes will be open book for you, but not open outside help from other people, that type of thing. We will have some potential extra credit, and that's going to be on a website called StockTrack. I'll have more information to follow about that. Here's the grading for the course. There'd be about 12 homeworks, almost one a week, and that's going to be worth a total of 20% of your grade. So each homework is worth about, 20% divided by 12. It's something like 1.6% of your grade. Each quiz will be worth about 16% of your grade, and there'll be 5 quizzes. So this is a little different than some of the other courses you may have had. I used to do like one midterm and a final, and then I started finding out that it helped students, especially online students, with another life outside of school, to have more frequent exams covering less material. So you could really kind of focus on what we're doing as opposed to studying, 8 weeks of material. You might only have to study 2 weeks of material. And so that's why I have so many quizzes and I don't have any exams. So there are 5 of them. They're roughly every 3 weeks. And they usually cover about 2 chapters, 2 to 3 chapters, depending on which one we're at. And hopefully that'll work for you. The last quiz is comprehensive in that most of the problems will be on the latest chapter, but then we'll also have problems that include review problems or problems from the initial chapters of the book. So it is comprehensive, the last quiz. Homeworks are in Blackboard, online. Everything's in Blackboard. You don't have to go to another publisher's website. You get 2 attempts per homework, and the reason for that is if you got something wrong on the first attempt, please go ahead and post a question or ask questions here, and see what other people think about the problem. That's okay. I don't want people to share answers like question 5, the answer C. But if someone's having trouble on a problem, we can all give them a hint and say, hey, try this equation. So that's the intent, and hopefully you use it to learn the material. I'll take the higher of your 2 attempts in terms of the grade. And the due dates on the homework are pretty hard, because right after the homework is due, the solutions will be automatically released through Blackboard in the homework. So if you go to the my grades, you click on your homework score, and then a little score of your homework comes up. You click on your score again, and then you'll see the solutions. So that comes up the minute after the homework's due. And so I don't accept late homeworks, but what I do at the very end of the year, I'm going to drop your lowest homework score. So that's homeworks. Quizzes, they'll be timed about 60 minutes, usually between about 13 and 15 problems. Open book. I'm not planning on using Respondus right now, but I have it in the syllabus just so you know that is an option, and it may be implemented in the future if we have issues. Look in this course schedule following at the end of this syllabus for dates on everything, including the quizzes. If you miss a quiz, you're going to get a 0 unless there's some extreme circumstances like medical evidence or police or something involved. So please don't miss the quizzes. I have all the due dates programmed into Blackboard, so I think those show up on your screen when you log into Blackboard on a site. And here's all the warnings and important information, where to go, get more information, especially if you're being harassed or something, or you feel like you're discriminated upon. Please check out these links, and there are resources for you. You don't have to come to me, but you can come to me for problems. But if you come to me with an issue related to discrimination, harassment, understand that it's my duty to report it to our officers at the university, because I'm a reporter as defined by the law. So I have to let people know if there's something bad happening. Here's the schedule. And so the left-hand column shows the week, and then we have the dates, and then we have the content that we're going to cover, and then finally the assignments in the right-hand column. And you'll see over here it shows the due dates for all the homeworks. I only do that for the first 2 weeks. After that, please realize that the homeworks are due at the end of Sunday every week. So for example, homework 1 is due Sunday, January 24th at midnight. That's basically in the end of this week. Homework 2 is due Sunday, January 31st at midnight. And homework 3 would be due Sunday, February 7th at midnight, as well as homework 4 due Sunday, February 7th. So basically it's the end of every week, okay, that our homeworks are due on Sunday. And notice the quizzes here. The quizzes, I actually give you kind of a 2-day window to take the 60-minute quiz, and it's always going to be Wednesday through Thursday. Something I started doing, which seemed to really help in Finance 300, is I'll start doing review sessions before the quiz, and so that does take up some time, and so I don't get through one of the chapters that I used to get through, but you'll see here, review session. And so that's what I usually go over, some problems or an outline of the content of what's on the quiz. Let's see, what else here? The final week, the due dates are different. So like homework chapter 12 is due Tuesday, May 4th. And that's just because of the timing of when classes are over and when we take the quiz. I had to make it a little sooner so we had time to review the homework on the very last day of class. That's why I put it on Tuesday, or the last week of class. And then we have the final quiz. So that is the syllabus. If you have any questions about it, put them in the Ask Questions here on the discussion board. And otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Blackboard at this point, and I'll just give you an overview of everything on Blackboard.